Good evening, Facebook, snooker fans, and to the 15 Red podcast this evening on the 25th of March 2021. It's just gone 6 o'clock, and we're joined on episode 35.
34.
And now it's Scott correcting me. So good morning, Mike, in Vancouver, in British Columbia. How are you, sir?
Fantastic. You guys doing good?
I think I do. I don't know if I do it on purpose now. It's just to get corrected. I don't know. Scott, good evening to you in Ireland.
Very good evening, Graham.
And how are we, guys? Are you okay after yesterday's fantastic interview with Cliff Thorburn?
Indeed. Marvellous stuff. Great stuff.
He was just a wonderful character guy, wasn't he? He's a legend.
Yeah.
I love the joke he told at the end. I've watched that joke a few times.
Yeah.
And I think it's a cracking joke. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
He had some good one-liners throughout the whole interview. I found quite amusing.
I think that one about the smile on his face.
Yeah. I thought I needed plastic surgery to remove the smile off my face.
Yeah. That was very good. Yeah. Quick-witted, very quick-witted guy. Very open. Talked very, very openly about many things, stories about how he got into snooker, which was quite interesting, actually.
Yep.
When he went down to the snooker room, not meant to, too young and all that. It was good. I thought he was an excellent character.
Fantastic. Yeah. Great.
And, I think he's obviously a friend of the show's. So Mike's got some news items I think we're going to start off with.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to digest the thought of Stephen Hendry and Jimmy White qualifying. So apparently yesterday, while they were on air, Stephen Hendry and Jimmy White were drawn to meet up in the first round of qualifying. Thoughts?
Well, it's a classic match from years and years ago. It's not going to be the same quality from them both, but I think Jimmy should get through that one. I think Jimmy's just got the edge because he's experienced at the moment. Stephen's out of practice and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I think we should see Jimmy come through. Scott?
Yes, well, they last played in the final 27 years ago, so it's a real, as you say, Graham, it's a real classic rivalry, and it'd be great to see them play again. I agree with you, the quality probably won't be great, but I'm going to make a bit of a bold prediction here.
Ooh.
Okay.
Whoever wins that match will make it to the final 32.
Oh boy.
Well, that's a bit of a bold statement. Yeah. It's out there, isn't it?
Because Cliff said that he didn't think either one of them was going to win the match, and then there's just too much young talent out there. But hey, I like bold predictions, and if it was to be either one of those two guys, I think that would be a good thing for snooker.
Do you know what? I thought he was going to say whoever wins that match will win the title. I was like, come on. I really did think he was going to say that.
But given that Jimmy, I'm only saying that because Jimmy hasn't qualified for 15 years this year, so.
Yeah, and I'd love to see Jimmy in the Worlds again. I think it'll be great to see him there. Even if it'd be great to see him get through the first round. Yeah. You never know who he gets. He might. Imagine
if he got Ronnie in the first round.
Yeah, like he did at the Welsh Open. Yeah.
If he wants any chance of winning, maybe you'd get Kyron Wilson.
Don't be harsh. Don't be harsh.
Oh. Well, let's not go against Scott's man there.
Okay.
But yeah, Rhian Evans. Now that's an interesting one, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, Rhian Evans got drew against Andy Hicks again. So I think they played last year in qualifying, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I think so. So that'll be an interesting spectacle as well.
And Andy Hicks, a name from the past, of course, semi-finalist in 1995 on debut. So,
Absolutely.
so a
Absolutely.
real,
Andy Hicks, of course. Yeah, quite well-known name in there. In the World Championships, of course.
Yeah.
Been there a few times. What about Rebecca Kenner? Oh, she's got Brandon Sargent.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the other female that's taking part.
yeah.
Yeah. So we've got
Oh,
good, few qualifying games there that that some of the names I haven't really heard of properly.
I was looking through my new almanac,
Yep.
which you may be able to see in my hand at present.
Yep.
Yeah, the
And,
Crucible Almanac.
and thanks to Chris Downer for this, of course. And Ken Doherty plays in qualifying this year, Lee Walker. And when Ken was the defending champion in '98, he played Lee in the first round.
Interesting.
Okay.
And beat him, funny enough.
Yeah, obviously. That's an interesting one. I'd like to see Ken do well because I do like Ken Doherty. Can't see him going any farther than possibly the second round, but he's a good player. He's a good old classic player. We've had Kelvin Platten here say White v Hendry will be great match, 6-4 either way.
Yep, I think he's spot on.
Fair enough.
Yeah, 6-4 either way. I'd like to see that, Matt. Obviously, Scott would like to see 5-5 final black, of course.
But yeah.
It's the Northern Irishman in me. It's the Dennis Taylor fan, you see.
Yeah, exactly. Good old Dennis. Yeah.
So also, Trump and O'Sullivan, it's through the draw. It works out that they could meet in the world final as well because they're in opposite draws.
Mm-hmm.
So thought of having number 1 versus number 2 in a world championship final being O'Sullivan and Trump. I mean, that's just
that is a dream final. Absolute dream final.
Now, I know we'll get on to the third championship in a moment, but they could meet in the semis if Trump manages to pull this match out of the fire.
Yeah,
I think, just going back to the world final, I think that would make a fantastic world final.
Oh,
it would. Do you remember what Dave Hampton said? There's been a lot of debate about who really is the game's top dog because Judd's world number 1, Ronnie's world champion. So if they met in a world final, that would sort of settle it.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah,
I think that's true.
I agree. Kelly Barker's got in touch, by the way, and she said Ken versus Lee Walker in '98 was the first match I ever saw at the Crucible.
Oh,
It's
wow.
the first match she ever saw at the Crucible. So we could ask you about that tomorrow, Kelly. Actually.
Yeah.
Yes. To see what that was like when you went.
If you bear with me, I'll tell you the score in that one.
So that would be a fantastic world final, as we said. Who do you think would win, though, Mike?
Trump.
I guess your name's Mike, is it? No,
Oh, sorry.
I guess I'll go with, again, if I'm picking with my heart, I have to go with Bonnie. But probably Judd would win. But you never know. If one of these guys doesn't show up or something, it could happen.
We've had another question from Kelvin, by the way, saying, "Hi lads, who do you think? Hi guys, who do you think will get through qualifying? I think Bingham will, and hope Ken does, and hope Ken can get back there. Did we think Bingham will qualify?
I do.
Mike doesn't.
No, I'm not convinced. I love Stuart, but I'm not sure. I think we're going to see a couple of surprise names. None of us can predict is going to make it through.
Yeah, and who has Bingham got, by the way? I'm just looking down here. Stuart Bingham has got. Oh, won't we know?
He would probably come in the last round of qualifying, so his match hasn't been drawn yet.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
all right, so let's talk about the Tour Championship, and we'll start right at the top. Ronnie and John. What did you think of that match overall, Graham?
I didn't actually get to watch it from the scoreline. Very, very good contest. But you know, I'm glad that Ronnie's took the edge over John this time round. I think it was about time this season that he got the edge over John. So yeah, good win for Ronnie that, and it picks him up. And it gives him a bit of confidence for the Worlds. And going into the semi-final against either Judd or Barry, I think he'll feel confident now. I think you know what Ronnie's like, you know. So yeah, Scott.
Yes, good. Just a typical Ronnie John match, really. Good close contest. And what you want between two all-time greats.
Well, better than the Players' Championship final
Yeah.
by a long way.
By the way, the score in that Lee Walker Ken Doherty match in '98 was 10-8 to Ken, by the way.
Okay. I was just thinking, is that the first time that Ronnie's beaten John over a long period this season? Matches.
It's the first. All credit to Dave Henton for this particular stat. I didn't come up with it. It was Dave came up with it. But he said it was the first time in 7 multi-session matches that Ronnie had beaten John.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So there you go. And to beat him 10-8, they didn't even go to a final frame, which was a good thing in a way.
And of course, it could have gone to a final frame.
But you know what though, Ronnie does not look comfortable playing John. I think it's become clear through at least this season.
That's true. True, because I think that is because he knows how good John's playing this season, and I think he's very, very wary of him. He shouldn't be because, like I say, Ronnie's got the quality to outdo John. But I think he's just put himself under that little bit of pressure where he's going, you know, John's playing this well. I've got to up my game, and I don't think I've got the fight in me yet. And I think that's what it is.
Fair enough. I think.
Well, I'll put it like this, right? Ronnie and John have been playing each other as professionals for the last 27 years. They know each other inside out. Nobody's beaten Ronnie more than John, and nobody's beat John more than Ronnie. So they've all that history. And Ronnie knows, as you say, Graham, how good John is. And not only how good he is as a player, but how good he's been against him over the years.
Exactly.
Because there's an argument to say over the course of their career that, like, I know obviously Selby has stood up to Ronnie, like in recent years, and Judd as well. But over the course of his career, the only player that has really stood up to John on any sort of consistent level is the only player that has stood up to Ronnie on a consistent basis is John.
True.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, that is true. I give you that.
That's because they play each other so much. But yeah, I agree. It's a generational thing for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway,
do you think there is too much respect there for
tremendous respect for each other? Tremendous. And I think that them two quite I'd say quite good friends. I've never heard any needle between them. I've never heard anything like that.
No.
You know, I think.
Do you think that would spice up? Do you think that would make their rivalry better, or just keep it the way it is?
I think they should keep it the way it is. I don't think Ronnie needs any more rivals.
No,
he's got enough. Like he's now made a rival out of Carter. He's made a rival out of Hendry in the past. I don't think he needs to do it anymore. I think he made a rival out of Ding too.
If Ronnie wins the Tour Championship, assuming that Judd pulls this match out of the fire, I know we'll get there, but assuming that Judd pulls this out of the fire, and Ronnie wins the tour championship, it could be possible that Ronnie will have won that by beating his 3 greatest modern rivals, because he'll have beaten Higgins in the quarters, possibly Judd in the semis, and possibly Selby in the final.
Sure.
Mm,
Sure.
good run.
So-
Very good run.
But
And like I say, it gears him up for the world champs.
so, what do you guys make of Neil Robertson's return to prominence there on Tuesday?
Dominant.
Alski 10-5. Scott.
Dominant.
Yeah, let's put it this way. I mean, it doesn't matter who you play. You've still got to play. You still got to play your best. And he was only playing Lazowski. That's no disrespect to Lazowski. He hasn't done very well this season.
No.
And like your lock or no lock question there, Mike.
No.
Will he win 2 ranking events?
No.
I don't think he'll win 1.
Yeah, I agree.
Mike and Graham. Stop just shouting more at me like that. He doesn't like when I come in. Look.
Oh, we've got Scott's mum on.
I-
Hi, Jenny. Good
It's-
evening.
Hey,
I said good
It's got-
evening, Jenny.
how are you?
Oh, good, thanks.
He doesn't like me to speak. He doesn't like me to interrupt, you see. He's got this book now, so
Yes.
facts are being thrown about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get through, Fuller.
We get that every night from Scott. Facts thrown
Oh.
about.
I know.
Get
Look, he doesn't like me.
Mother, get out.
All right.
That's it. Strangle the facts out of him.
Apologies for that interruption.
Meanwhile, down the crunch.
I'll tell Jenny later to strangle the facts out of you, Scott. All right.
Anyway,
So, yeah.
where were we? Neil and Jack. Neil and Jack. That was it.
Talking about Lazowski, Scott, I don't know if you agree with this, but as I was saying to Mike, that no disrespect to Lazowski, but he hasn't had a very good season. I think Robertson still had to beat him, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But with that lock or no lock question, it's true. Lazowski won't win a ranking event this season. Not now. Definitely not now.
No.
Well, to be fair, the question was actually 1 year from March the 22nd or whatever. There was a date.
Honestly, Mike, I can't see it. Mike, I can't see it.
I don't see it either. No. He
No.
can't beat the guys in front of him.
I don't really agree with you that he's had a bad season. He's got the 3 finals. He'd just come up against Judd Trump every time.
But my counter to that is, who's he going to have to beat to win a ranking event?
Somebody like Dave Gilbert, probably.
What's that?
True. Somebody like Dave Gilbert, yes. True.
Yeah,
But he's not, in all reality, he's not going to play Dave Gilbert in a final.
no. That's the thing.
Unless it's snooker shootout or possibly Pro Series. That's the only time.
I found it interesting that Cliff Thorburn says he needs to learn to play some safety shots.
Yeah.
Did you not find that a little bit?
I don't think, Cliff doesn't rate him very highly.
Well, he rates him highly as a talent.
Yes, he suggested. He did say that, but
This season, he's made 3 quarterfinals, 1 4th round match, and 1 third round, and 3 finals, and
and get blown out.
not topping any of them.
But yeah, like Neil looked good. Let's give Neil the credit there. He was really, really good, and his full value.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So-
I mean, I didn't see it, but I think by the result, he overpowered him. So
Yeah,
He did.
So speaking of overpowering, maybe the best performance so far this week. It's Mr. Selby versus Mr. Wilson. What do you think?
although we have discussed Mr. Wilson's season in depth, you have gone into it, Mike, in depth.
I have many times.
For him to lose to Selby isn't a surprise to me. That's not a surprise to me.
No, but 10-3.
10-3 is kind of a surprise.
Yeah. No, he got.
Still, Wilson doesn't. perform very well sometimes he doesn't perform very well, I don't think.
And to top of that, Selby arguably is the second best player on the tour this season. Like, he has been so good, so much better. And I'm not a Selby supporter, but man, he has been really good.
Even better than Ronnie, to a point.
Correct.
Yeah.
Two trophies and just some fantastic stuff from Selby.
Pardon me.
But what did you think of Selby there, Scott?
Just typical Mark. Strangle your opponents to death.
Yeah.
Yep.
Grind them down, basically. And that's what he did.
And then
But he can score as well. Don't.
What, Selby? Yeah, he can score. Is he an all-time great, Mike? No, I
Yes.
think he can score. He can
we
score.
can avoid one. Let's avoid that one.
Let's avoid that one, yeah.
But
no, I mean, Kyron Wilson definitely needs to improve. Definitely needs to improve especially for the Worlds. And if he makes, say, quarterfinals or the semis, he's that sort of player that he could be a quarterfinal, semi, and that's about his rank. To be fair, I don't think he'll make final this year.
No, I would be surprised. I'd be surprised, and I wouldn't be surprised if he got upset in if he got a tough matchup in the first round. Like, I wouldn't be stunned if he's upset in the first. Hopefully not, of course, but yeah, it wouldn't be surprising.
No.
So going on to today's action, what did you think of the first 8 frames, Scott?
Surprising and not surprising.
Okay.
Surprising because obviously we're so used to seeing Trump dominate opponents.
Correct.
Not surprising because he doesn't like Celtic Manor very much. He thinks the tails play too heavy.
Okay. Yeah. He has made that point before. Graham, what did you think?
Well, in this respect of the scoreline at the moment, I think that it is a surprise to see Barry leading Trump 5-3. On that basis. But Trump doesn't start well sometimes, and then he comes back later on. Especially in long matches, you can see him easily coming through later on.
Yeah, right. I'm going to throw one
there, Mike. I think he'll overpower Barry.
Yeah.
You still have Judd coming back.
Yeah. He should come back and easily win, say 10-7.
Scott, what are you thinking of a final?
10-8 Judd.
Okay. What are your guys' keys? What's the key for Judd to come back?
3-1 for the first 4.
Graham?
I think he'll just hit Barry with a few centuries.
Yeah, I'm
and then just grind him down gently. Yeah.
Simply just overpower him with points. I think
he's got more firepower than Barry.
Yeah.
And of course, Judd might be just saving some of his best shots for later. He might be just saying, let's just start off gently, rev up and go. Because just bearing in mind, this is his first match in this tournament. So, he might be just revving up a bit.
I concur with all of that. And we all have Judd coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
No, that's not to say Barry can't win us.
No, not disrespect to Barry, of course.
Of course.
I'd be very surprised to see Barry come through.
I think we know that for sure. I mean, it's.
I don't think.
Barry. Well, I will just throw one stat to throw things up. Right, in the English Open this season, Trump was 3-1 down in each of his first 3 matches and won 4-3.
Oh yeah.
So he can recover from a slow start.
Yes, good point, Scott.
Hello to David Bisbo, who's in Brazil. Kelvin thinks that Barry will win 10-9.
Okay.
Final black.
Because he's still a very dangerous player.
Yeah. Nobody's discounting Barry, I think.
Do we agree that he's a very dangerous player?
I do.
Mike?
With all due respect to Barry, I still think that Judd is superiorly the better player. And I would be stunned if he didn't win tonight.
I'd be stunned too.
come on.
I'd be stunned.
I'd be stunned. It would be.
I wouldn't be stunned, but I'd be surprised if Judd doesn't make more of a match of it.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what
We'll
happens.
see. I think, yeah. Well, I think Hawkins is in Zazowski's sort of spectrum. I think he's on Zazowski's level, Hawkins.
No, good grief. No, I wouldn't go that far at all. Hawkins has won ranking tournaments.
True. That's true.
But not this season.
Yeah. Yeah, true. But I don't know. I think Barry might have to win the first 3 of the first 4 frames tonight to have a legitimate shot. He might get to be 8-4.
Yeah.
Even if he split the first 4 frames in 7-5, I still like Judd.
Yeah, I think, like I say, I'd be very surprised if Judd didn't win that. Now, just moving on just for slightly, because we haven't done the fantasy snooker for a while.
Yes.
Yeah, we can go into that. So we've got quite a few players in there already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll go with the first one tonight, and we'll go with Scott to go with the first one. Yeah. Mr. Sean Murphy.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Oh boy. So what do we think to Sean?
5.
You are kidding. Surely not.
Debate opens up.
Scott.
Debate opens up for everybody out there. Is Sean Murphy worth a 5 points in the fantasy snooker?
Scott, so we had Kyron Wilson on our last one, and we both agreed he was a 4, correct?
Yeah, but Sean has done the so-called triple crown, bear in mind.
Right, but if we're talking coming up World Championships and going forward, surely he would only be at least a 4. Because he's
all
lower.
right. Put him at 4 then.
Doesn't logic say that?
I suppose so, but I was just trying to be different and provoke debate.
Well, you know,
I think
what happens, we end up having a debate.
I don't think Murphy wins as much as he should do,
No, he doesn't.
and he's got the quality to win more than he does, and I don't know why. I just don't know why he doesn't. But I do like Murphy. I think he's a strong player.
No, I'm only joking. I will go for 4, actually, now you think about it.
He just doesn't cut the grade sometimes, does he?
No.
This year I give him a break though, because he's got the restrictions and he can't get home and he's got all kinds. So to be fair, I'm sure he has circumstances that are different.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
So,
I do agree there. So Mike, your player then, that's opened up for debate anyway. Already. He's ranked number 7 in the world, of course. Your movie.
yeah.
Right. So your next player, guys, is Ali Carter.
That's an interesting one. I'm
4?
I'm feeling generous. I'll go 3.
4.
4? Scott. Ali Carter is a 4. If you can only pick 2 players and you have a total of 7 points, you would take an Ali Carter as a 4-point player?
2 world finals?
But we're talking about today.
Off current season, Scott. We're going off current season.
Right. In that case, it's only about a 2 then.
2? Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll go with 2. All right. We'll go with 2.
I'll give Scott that 2.
Yeah, we'll go with 2 there. He's ranked 23rd in the world, is Ali. So far,
On that basis, I'll push him up to 3, I think.
Shall we go 3? Just for argument's sake there?
I had 3. That was my initial.
We'll go for 3. So we've got Dave Gilbert at 3.
Yep.
Ding at 3. Liang Wenbo at 3. Martin Gould at 3. Tepchaya Unnu at 3. Can never say his name. Your man Alexander Ursenbacher is at 2. points, by the way. Elliot Slezzer, 2. Fraser Patrick, 2. Jackson Pages, 2. James Cahill, 2. Jamie O'Neill, Lillian Boyko, Martin O'Donnell, and Sonny Kinney all at 2. Ricky Walden, Ali Carter at 3. And Sean Murphy and Karen Wilson at 4. And there's the full list so far.
I have no problem with that list. So,
Yeah.
Scott, you're good with that?
Yes, I'm happy enough for that.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we'll add some more players to it tomorrow, or maybe Monday or Saturday, whatever.
So tomorrow we got Neil Robertson and Mark Selby battling in the first semi-final. Thoughts, Scott?
That is genuinely tough to call.
Yep, I would agree with you.
I think I'd just give it to Selby on consistency.
Yes. I think you're spot on there. I think that sounds about right.
Yeah,
a close one.
Kelvin, by the way, Kelvin's watching intently to our discussion, and he's agreed, saying Murphy should have definitely won more, but still done great though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a fair statement.
Yeah. Overall, still a good player, Kelvin. We're not, pulling him down or anything like that. We're just saying that, like you've just said, the quality of the man,
Yeah, he's
he
great.
should be winning tournaments. He really should.
But I'm going to take Selby 10-8. Who you going with, Scott?
Probably something similar, yes. Selby 10-8, I think.
Okay, so we won't be battling on that. Just for the predictions table, I'm 3-0 currently, and Scott's 2-1. So and we both had Judd. So
Did
and then
we?
if we both Mark Selby, that next match might come probably maybe when Ronnie faces one of Barry or Judd. That
Okay.
might be the difference.
I haven't got anything down for this talk.
You can certainly chime in. Let's hear who you got. You got Mark or Neil on tomorrow?
Mark.
Yeah, consensus
Yeah.
against keeping.
Well, I predict Mark to win the tour championship. That's my consensus. I think Mark will win it.
I think Kelly Barker made that claim as well. She said that on the first Scott and I were talking, and that came up.
Yeah. I think he's got it in him to win this tournament without a doubt.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I had a Canadian dollar, Mike, I'd put it on him.
Or an English pound in your case.
Yeah. So for the world then, what chance do you think Mark's got for the world championship?
He'll win it. He could win it.
He could win it, yes.
Well, I was just reading something, and he apparently he's doing a lot of mental work with our friend Chris Henry.
Ah, yes, and so is Ryan Day, of course.
Ryan Day is too. So I would expect a strong showing from Mark Selby. No reason to believe not.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Totally
Right.
agree with that.
If he wins a fourth, is he an all-time great then?
See, this is the thing that with this question, do you want me to decide based on your metrics? Because
Right, let's put it out there. Let's put it out there for people like Kelvin, Kelly Barker. We should have asked Cliff Forbin actually last night. Let's put it out there. Is Mark Selby an all-time great? Yes or no?
Okay.
That's a viewer question, by the way.
Based on I have different metrics than what Scott has. See, I can't justify having Mark Selby ahead of Ray Reardon, Joe Davis, Fred Davis. These guys had an influence and an impact on the sport.
Steve
Yes,
Davis, Stephen Hendry,
Stephen Ditz, all of them. Ronnie,
and Ronnie,
Steve.
of course.
I'm not discrediting anything Selby's done, and he's he's an excellent player. I'm not silly enough to say otherwise. But I'm not going to put him ahead of Ray Reardon, Joe Davis, Stephen Hendry, Ronnie O'Sullivan, Mark Williams.
Well, I didn't put him ahead of Ronnie or Stephen either.
John Higgins is like number 3 or 4 on the list. So when
Chris Bland says Selby is definitely an all-time great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed, Chris.
Can you? I was just going to say to Chris, can you please expand on that and say yes because he just put yes.
Yeah, and that's why it's such a subjective question. Like,
Yes.
metrics is different. Like that's my thing. If he wins his fourth, yeah, he's a great player, and he could be certainly up there for an all-time great. But for me, it's do I enjoy watching them play? And I have to be blunt. I don't enjoy watching Mark Selby play.
No,
That's
I agree there. Yeah. I mean, is it because of his cue action, the way he sways on the shot, or the way he plays his safety, or he's too slow? What's?
I got a different discussion, but it can be tied to this. I would say here that this generation of players, and you can go back to '92. There's no personality in the game. Okay.
True.
Go back. Ray Bearden was an entertainer. I have him at miles ahead of Selby. I get he had a softer field, but he was an entertainer. He was just charismatic. You can enjoy watching him play. I would argue this new generation since '92, there's not a lot of personality there. Ronnie O'Sullivan interviews are as bland as they come.
We've got some other we've got some great debates going on here, by the way. Just like Kelly Barker, who is our guest tomorrow, who's put definitely an all-time great is Mark. 3 times world titles in his era. He's one of the few who could beat Ronnie in all Triple Crown finals. And
he's the only player to have done that, actually.
No other one for 4 years. Mike. Just for Kelly. She said, not even a debate with this.
Yeah.
Chris Brown says, all-time great, along with Hendry, John Higgins, Steve Davis, Joe Davis, Ray Reardon, and even Mark Williams.
Yeah. But I got Williams just ahead of Selby.
And Ronnie, of course.
Oh,
yeah, and Calvin says, not my favourite player, Selby, but don't think he's an all-time great yet. But another 2 world titles than you think he is.
Yeah. And that's where I'm sitting on it. I'm not debating he's a bad player or any of that. I'm not saying that. I just don't have him in my top 8.
I have Selby about 6. I'm like that.
Yeah, I've got him out of there.
Scott, do you think he is an all-time great, don't you?
Yeah, the numbers don't lie.
What's that?
The numbers don't lie. The facts don't lie.
Oh, absolutely, and that's fair enough. But I just my metrics is different than your metrics. That's just how it is.
I think he's got. Well, he hasn't got the personality for it, but I think he has got the quality to be an all-time great. Of course.
Well, can I be slightly controversial here? Right.
Of course.
I prefer it now than when there was all that those old, the sort of so-called characters in the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I preferred it.
To
me, there was just something just different about it that I preferred.
Do you know why? Do you know why I prefer it though?
Tell me.
It's pure snooker now.
True, and that's what Aaron Vaughan was on about, saying it's not even snooker anymore. They're too professional.
Yeah, this is again. That's where we're different because I like the characters of the game just as much as how they played the game.
Do you think Trump's got a good personality?
Yeah, I think he's all right. I like listening to him.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Ronnie O'Sullivan fan, and I think he's a terrible interview.
I do. I think Ronnie's got a chip on his shoulder. I know he can afford to have one. Because he's too damn good. I know that. But come on, Ronnie, cut a bit of slack.
Yeah.
We know you good. It's like Scott. We know you know the stats, but you don't have to throw it down our throats. That's like the same with Ronnie. It's exactly the same with Ronnie.
Yeah, I can look back at just better interviews. Alan McManus is a better interview than Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
without
the
a doubt.
guys, all the guys with
And of course, speaking of Alan McManus and Ronnie, Alan beat Ronnie on Crucible debut.
Yeah.
I'll put that out as a trivia question for our viewers. What year was that?
but don't.
What year was what? Sorry.
That McManus beat Ronnie on debut.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But don't you find it alarming that one of your top players, like globally, Ronnie's an icon globally now, he's not like the best interview or does give the best interviews? Don't you find that somewhat concerning?
But to me, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, see, I guess that's where we're different.
Chris Blunt says 1993.
Correct.
Kelly Barker says 1993.
Correct. Well, at least she knows it.
By the way, did I say, just clearing this up, I'll look back over the episode and see if I did say this, but I didn't say it. I don't think I said it, but apparently Chris said that I'm saying that Judd has more personality than Selby. Seriously. I didn't say he has more personality. I was asking what do you make of Judd Trump's personality?
Oh, he's great. I've listened.
Did I say that he's got more personality than Selby? Did I say that?
Don't think so.
Just to clarify, I'm not sure. I don't think I did.
Yeah.
I think what you said was you didn't think that Selby had the personality to be called an all-time great.
No,
Okay.
but I said, what do you think? And then I just said, what do you make of Trump's personality? Do we like Trump's personality? That's what I was saying.
Yeah, he's fine. He's good. I don't.
Again, personality to me doesn't matter.
Chris Bland, I just want to clear that up. I don't think I did say that. I don't think I was referring to Trump's personality over Selby. I don't think I was. No, I was just asking on a general basis what we make of Trump's personality. That's what it was.
Anyway, let's move off that discussion now because that's kind of a tired story. Like we're all different, and it's kind of it becomes bashing, and it's destructive. It's like a destructive conversation, and it's just not doing any of us any good. So let's talk about what Cliff had to say yesterday. He had much more entertaining thoughts about things. So
I'm just gonna turn my light on actually, because it's got a bit dark.
What was
You
your
carry on a minute. I'll be back.
What was your takeaway yesterday, Scott, from Cliff?
Just how different the game was then to how it is now.
Yeah. Okay, that was your main takeaway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he said quite a lot, so.
He did. I thought he was a really down-to-earth guy, like all the guests we've had on previously. I thought he told some great stories. He was very open. He was very honest. He was very genuine with us. He didn't hold back.
No.
I liked the way he was talking about the rivalry between him and Alex Higgins. I liked the way he was talking about how he got into snooker initially. I just thought he was a great bloke to talk to. I could have spoke to him all night.
Yep.
Absolutely.
One thing I got was he was talking about an explosion of snooker in Canada, and it was like a global explosion of the game outside of the UK. I was like, oh, that. I hope it's true because of course we want to get the game in good health as it already is, but to expand it would be great, especially in Canada.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. What would you say the snooker scene's like over there at the minute, Mike? Would you say it's a dying art?
Well, I mean, the way he's done some coaching or some stuff, virtual coaching with it. So the game exists. I don't think it's on a very high level, but it has the potential to certainly grow and become relevant again.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that is the case. Also, him shedding some light on the Green Ball incident was nice and good of him, about how the tournament director he asked the tournament director and then the audience and all that. So now
he sort of told you off a bit, Mike, about that, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. What do you do? That's what we see, right? So.
No, But you put up worst refereeing decision in history, and he said it wasn't.
Well, so be it. But it is what it is again, right? We don't know
So
all
what?
the facts.
Okay, then what do you think, Scott? What do you think, Scott, is the worst refereeing decision?
The worst, I'm not going to say the worst refereeing decision, but I'll tell you the worst refereeing faux pas I ever saw was when Michaela Tabb was refereeing Steve Maguire and she picked the white up.
Yeah, I don't think that's a decision making, though, is it?
No.
I think she's just made a mistake.
Olivier Martial did the same thing between Neil Robertson and Martin Gould, and Neil Robertson came back.
I think one of the worst. Well, it's not really one of the worst ones, I guess. But the incident between Selby and Higgins, where Selby did he touch the black or not, and I think that's one of them where Jan Verhaas might have got it slightly wrong there, because I think he did touch the black.
And then
I thought that was a bad decision. Do you agree, guys, with that?
Look,
Yeah.
I will always side with the referee. It's just by establishment nature, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like any human being, they're all prone to mistakes.
Yes, they're not infallible.
But yeah. So anyway, that I thought the whole thing going over about the tournament director, I thought that was informative.
Yes.
By the way, great bloke, Cliff, and very funny, says Kelvin Platten, by the way. Chris Bond says, Jan Verhaas had a couple of howlers at last year's World Championship.
Oh, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Can we remember them? Can we remember them at all?
I don't. I can't.
No, I don't.
That's okay. But again, he's entitled to make a mistake here and there.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So tomorrow, Kelly Barker is joining us. That will be an interesting one, Scott.
It will, Scott. Yes, you're special guest, that isn't it?
Yeah.
Indeed, yes, I was the one. It was through wanting the almanac, actually.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah,
Well,
I think that's
actually, she saw the Dave Hendon thing.
Oh, the interview.
Yeah, and then she put it up. I think it was on Twitter.
Oh, okay. She put it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then I think she saw it that day, and then I saw that she was on Facebook, typed her in, added her, and then the rest is history, as they say.
Well, that was with Dave Hendon. Just to go back to that, by the way, that was a wonderful interview, I thought, with Dave.
And Kelly actually said to me, when I spoke to her for the first time, Kelly actually said to me, it was good to hear that someone else thinks Chris is normal, because obviously when you're compiling a publication of this length, you're not, you might be thought of as a bit of a weirdo, but Kelly was glad that somebody else found Chris normal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, going back to Cliff, my takeaways were just, the stories that he told. And I just think that, like you say, he was a great guy, and I could have spoke to him for hours.
Yeah, we could have.
Yeah, really good.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you hadn't warned us about the time, we would have gone on for another 30 minutes for sure.
Well, I wouldn't. I couldn't care. I couldn't care less. But it was.
No.
I know it's his. In all seriousness, we're talking to a legend there, guys. We're talking to a 3-time master champion, a world champion, the guy to make the 147 at the Crucible. He's got a Merit of Order in Canada.
Sports Hall of Famer in Canada.
Yeah, it's just a great guy.
Yep.
And of course, semi-finalists. Not forgetting semi-finalists at the World Champs as well.
1986.
And runner-up. Yeah.
1977.
Yep.
So there you are.
All right. So, any final thoughts before we put a lid on it, fellas? Anything?
Chris Bland says, I don't know where this comes from. but he's actually said, I can confirm Mr. Downer is a perfectly normal bloke.
So glad to hear that.
There we go. So, yeah.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Chris.
Chris.
Actually,
Thanks for that.
you got any final thoughts, Scott?
And I just want to say,
Nothing.
by the way, I just want to say thank you very much to everybody who got involved in this show yesterday,
Yes.
who have got involved recently in the show. I think it's fantastic for people to
Indeed.
come in with their debates. That's what I wanted to do. I just want to say, when I first started when I first put that post up on Facebook about the podcast, wanted to get it going, I was like, I want to do something that other groups, and I know other groups are watching right now, and I'll say it to the faces. I wanted to do something that nobody else was doing for snooker. And Dave Hendon said at the time, it's great that you guys are doing it. Fans, just come on and do it every night. And we have done that. We have got great guests. We've had Gareth Allen, Chris Henry, Jamie Curtis Barrett, Dave Hendon, Marcus Stead, Cliff Thorburn, and now, of course, we're going to get Kelly Barker on tomorrow. I think it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
A final sort of question before we sign off. I'll give the answer tomorrow. We're talking about Mark Selby. When he won his first world title, who did he beat in the first round? So 2014, Selby won his first. Who did he beat in the first round? I'll give the answer tomorrow.
Okay. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, I just think that we are doing a fantastic job, us three.
Superb.
Compared to other sites. And I know that, other sites might not like us because, we're doing something that they want. So, we're doing a good thing for snooker. I think we're all doing a collective thing, a good thing for getting the snooker out there, the results, the news, and other debates. I think it's fantastic.
Great.
And keep following us, by the way, on the 15 Red Podcast group, YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel, the 15 Red Podcast. It sort of goes on to Twitter. And also SoundCloud. When I get that sorted out, SoundCloud will be on. I got back into it last night, Mike, so it's good. I lost the login for a while, but I've got it back now. So, yeah, and Kelly Barker says, what about Michael White as a player? Let's say Michael White. She's just mentioned Michael White.
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, because she's sort of given the answer away there.
Oh, there you go. Oh, dear.
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Sorry, Scott. Sorry. And Kelvin, one last thing, says, I was there 2014, but can't remember who he beat. Lol.
All right.
Well, it was Michael White. Kelly's given the answer away there.
Well, it's Michael White then. There you are. Okay.
All right. Well, that puts a lid on episode 34.
Yeah, indeed.
So tomorrow from 6 o'clock, we've got Kelly Barker, who's going to join us, snooker statistician extraordinaire.
All right.
And
sounds great.
Well, I'm actually looking forward to the battle between her and Scott in a way. I think that'll be quite fun.
Interesting.
Perfect. I think Scott might have made his match.
Yeah, I know. That'd be great to see, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Right, guys. Well, thank you for your content tonight. Thank you to everybody else who's got involved as well with the questions and comments.
Well, thank you to Diner for the almanac.
Yes.
All right.
And until tomorrow, guys, goodbye.
Night.